Hey y'all, welcome to my home outside of Summerville, South Carolina. Come on in. When you move into a home, your decor doesn't have to all come together at once. It can take years to make your decor really look exactly the way you want it. So today I'm gonna do an updated house tour, but I'm gonna divide this video into smaller videos. So this is going to be like a series where I share my plans for each room, what I've collected so far, and how my decorating journey is going. Welcome to Dwell Collected, where beautiful spaces tell meaningful stories. We moved into this house about 3 years ago. During COVID, my husband and I realized that we wanted to buy a bigger home. So we looked at what was on the market, and there really wasn't anything out there that we felt like reflected what we wanted our next home to be. And so we realized that in order to get what we really wanted, we'd probably have to build it ourselves. So we started looking for land. That was quite a journey. It took us about a year and a half to find the perfect lot. We drove around different neighborhoods in the outskirts because that's really the only place land is available in the greater Charleston area and beyond. At this point, you have to go further out. So we started driving around the outskirts. We found some neighborhoods that we liked. We really wanted land in a neighborhood. And so we stumbled upon this really cute neighborhood with custom houses. And we found a lot. It wasn't for sale, but it was vacant. So we decided to reach out to the owner to see if he'd sell it to us, and he agreed to sell it to us. And so that was really exciting. We closed on our land. We had to find an architect to design our blueprints for us. We had the design we wanted for our home like sketched out on a piece of notebook paper, which is funny to think about now. We still have those little sketches as memories, but we had an architect design our blueprints for us, and then eventually we found a builder. The custom home building process was much longer than building a house in a production neighborhood. We really didn't know that when we got into it. It took about a year and a half from start to finish, from the time we signed our contract with our builder to the day we moved into our home. It was like a little over a year, maybe close to a year and a half. But looking back on it, it just doesn't feel like it was that long at all. So we originally did a house tour here on YouTube about a year ago. When we did that house tour, a lot of the rooms in our home were still empty. When we moved into this house, we quickly realized that making this house feel like a home, decorating every room the way we wanted it to look, was gonna take much longer than we expected. It's been fun finding things over time. So today I'm gonna do an updated house tour, but I'm gonna divide this video into smaller videos. So this is going to be like a series where I share my plans for each room, what I've collected so far, and how my decorating journey is going. So here we are in our foyer. In our original house tour, this space looked completely different. I had a whole different setup. Originally, I had a really minimalist looking buffet there that was from Pottery Barn. It was like a super sleek and simple table. But like I was telling y'all before, the more I discovered my style, the more I realized that a lot of the pieces that I had in our home previously just didn't align with what my style is becoming, or what I'm discovering my style to be, my decor style. So I found this antique buffet on Facebook Market. It is just beautiful. I love all the carving details. I love the hardware, the shape. It is just a really unique piece. And the moment I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. I love having pieces with storage. That's really important. I try not to add any new pieces of furniture, especially if it's a table or a dresser or something like that that doesn't have adequate storage, because you just never know when you need more storage. You can never have enough storage in a home. So what is inside these drawers is not what you typically find in a foyer. I think I've turned this piece into our gift wrapping station. So what I have inside these drawers are greeting cards that I have, vintage greeting cards that I inherited from my grandmother, as well as some stationery I've purchased, ribbon, bows, gift bags, everything you need to wrap a gift. This lamp I also thrifted. Almost everything in our home is either thrifted, an antique store find, a Facebook Market find. There's very few things that I buy that are brand new, because I just love thrifting. I love antiques. I love pieces that have character, and it's hard to find that in brand new pieces. The quality of what I get in vintage finds is often better than what you find if you buy things brand new. This little bowl that I have here on the top of this buffet is a vintage clamshell acrylic bowl, which it looks like it's glass, but it's not. It's plastic. And you can just, I have this here for guests when they come over. They can toss their keys or their wallet or whatever they're taking out of their pockets. If they want to toss anything down, they can throw it in there. So yeah, this is the newest setup in our foyer. These frames here are all frames that I've thrifted. I have I love sprinkling family photos throughout the decor of my home. So I have one of our wedding photos on the wall there, as well as a print. This floral print is something I found on Etsy. The reason why I'm showing you all what my decor looked like previously versus now is just to put a PSA out there that when you move into a home, your decor doesn't have to all come together at once. It can take years to make your decor really look exactly the way you want it. And I think homes that feel warm are usually homes that are collected over time. My decor is a work in progress. There are still things I want to add to our foyer. Like I want a nice, I've been on the hunt for a vintage chair that I can put here in the corner so that when people come over and they take their shoes off, they actually have somewhere to sit. Now I'm going to take you all into our formal living room, and that is where we're going to conclude this video. Again, I'm taking this series with you all room by room so you can see what I'm doing, what I've collected, and how my decor is coming together over time. I think what makes a house a home is when the home feels collected. It feels like when you walk into a space, you get a sense of someone's personality. You get a sense of who they are through their decor. Here we are in our formal living room. Really, this would be considered a dining room for most people, but we would never have a formal dining room. That we would never use this space if it was a formal dining room. So we use this space as our formal living room or a little sitting room right off of our foyer. I love this room because during Christmas time, this is where we have our Christmas tree. This is where we open gifts. And it's a great overflow space when we have guests and we're entertaining. We'll usually pop up some tables and put tablecloths on them and have an extra space for either seating or food or whatever we need to put in here. So it's a great extra space to have. One of the first purchases for this room was this beautiful buffet. Now, this was actually in here when we did our first house tour, but as you can see, I painted it and it looks like a completely different piece. I call it a buffet. It was actually a dresser. When I purchased it, I got it on Facebook Market. It looked kind of rough. I painted it and added legs to it. I painted the hardware gold to match the gold legs that I got for it. I ordered the legs on Amazon. This big pot is one of my favorite pieces that I have thrifted. I found this at a little antique shop. I guess it's not really a thrift find, it's an antique store find. This pot I paid $25 for, I think, either $20 or $30, something in that realm. I want to say it was 20. And it has so much character. I love the bumps and the glaze, and it's just such a nice piece. It's so substantial and it's heavy. This art, this was also a thrift find. I found this at Goodwill. What caught my eye was the frame. I love this thick gold frame. I love the matting on this. And when I usually buy frames from the thrift store, I usually buy it with the intention of switching out the art because it's usually art I don't like. When I got this home, I just couldn't take the art out because my husband and I love Italy. And when I look at this, it just reminds me of Italy. And so I decided to keep it in there. I also love water. I'm at peace anytime I'm near the water, and this has a water view. And I just thought the art in here was just too nice to just take out and throw away and put something else in there, you know. This light fixture, we actually got this installed when we built our house. It's like a rattan type of vibe. And I like that it's so big, it's huge, it's substantial, so it takes up a nice amount of space. I just think there's nothing worse than a dinky light fixture in a big room. We have tall ceilings, our ceilings are 10 feet. So we knew if we were gonna do hanging fixtures, they needed to be substantial. I found these cute little chairs on Facebook Market. I just thought they were perfect for a sitting room. They're petite, but they also fill the space nicely, and I love this light blue color. The tufting details on them I think is so cool. I just love that they're a vintage vibe, and that's my style. I recently picked up this little brass trunk from Goodwill. I paid $5 for it. I still can't believe it. It has some scratches on it, but I just think that adds to the character of the piece. I love using things like trunks as side tables or nightstands or coffee tables. It's something that has character, but it's also a great place for storage. One of my goals has been to add more original art or black art or prints from artists I connect with into my home. Just more art with character, right? I had a lot of reproduction art from Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx in my first home. And so for this home, I really wanted to become a collector of beautiful art that I identify with. This is a piece, one of my favorite pieces of art in my home. This is an artist that is from North Carolina. These two pieces of art I have here in this corner are my take on creative ways to add art to your home from artists. Both of these artists are very well-known black artists, but unfortunately at this time I wouldn't be able to afford their art. However, every time I see their pieces, I just feel like in art galleries or when I stumble across their pieces on social media, I just feel like desperate to have pieces of their art in my home. So what I did was I found flyers from events that these artists have been a part of. And I don't know if you're allowed to do this or not, but I printed off flyers of events that these artists did where their art was featured on the flyer, and I put it in frames and I hung it here in my home. Danielle McKinney and Faith Ringgold, these are black artists that I love. I hope to one day be able to afford, if not an original piece of their art, even just a print. I would love to have some of their art, but until that time comes, I will display their art in the form of flyers from either gallery exhibits or events that they've done. Because this is a sitting room, I was looking for something like a chaise lounger or a fainting couch to go along with the chairs that I'd found for this room. And so when I saw this brown chaise, I knew it would be perfect. This rug, I was looking for something with a nice pop of color. This is an antique rug that I found on Facebook Market. So that is this room so far. What is next for this space? The next time I bring y'all into my home, this room will be a different color. I've recently decided to repaint this room. We decided on this beautiful midnight blue color, so it'll bring like a nice moody color to the space. It'll be a bit of a monochromatic room once we add the paint color, because the chairs are blue. This buffet is blue. I have this blue pillow. You know, I have pops of blue here. It's also taken me a long time to decide on window treatments for this home, and so I've also decided what window treatment I'm gonna finally once and for all do in this room. In the next video, I'm gonna give you all a tour of some other spaces in my home that I have switched up, redecorated, added more paint to, just changed it up. My office being one of them, which I have posted about on TikTok, but I'm gonna do an in-depth tour of my office, which I color drenched. I'm so excited about that space. And I'm also gonna show you all some other antique finds that I've gotten to add to my space. Oh, and then I also redid our lofts as well. So I have a lot more to show you all. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about anything I've shown in this video. I will also link anything I can find online that is similar to pieces that I have here in my home. If you all would like to purchase things that you're inspired by, you can always shop using the links in the description. And that is all I have for you all in this video. So I'm looking forward to seeing y'all next time. I'll see you in the next video.